I have been requested to do an update of my home bar. Well, I guess we can start at one end and go to the other. Right here, I have a bottle of gin. It's a Tanqueray gin, and when I come home from doing shopping and stuff, I'm kind of hot and I just want something to cool off. So I go and have some gin with tonic water. And I got these perfect glasses that they're ribbed at the bottom, and you put that amount of gin in, and that top off the rest with a can of tonic, and it makes a perfect mix, in my opinion. I have here some Bal Blair 1999. This is a really nice Highland single malt scotch. It's perfectly balanced. It was expensive, but worth it. Here we got some Jura Origin. And the Jura Origin is nice and light, but it's got a spicy note to it. It's quite enjoyable. Got some Kalila here, Kalila 12. That's a nice peated scotch. It's like a bonfire. It's a single malt also. We're all into single malts now. Here we got some Ardbeg 10, another peated Islay malt. I reviewed that recently. Got some Bunnahabhain Chobanach. That's also a peated scotch from the island of Islay. I'll be getting some Bowmore and maybe some Kilholman soon. I'll be looking for that. Got one of my old favorites, the Lefroy quarter cask. That always goes down nicely on a cold, rainy, blustery day. And of course, gotta have some Port Charlotte Scottish barley. That's 50% alcohol by volume, and that is also good for windy, rainy weather. Got some Highland Park 10. It's almost empty. I've had this bottle for about 8 months now, and it's nice. It's just that when you have this many bottles, you don't reach for one all that often. Same here with the Robbie Burns from Erin. I've had this one since about 7 or 8 months now. Got some Hazelburn, which I've been going on for about 3 or 4 months, 4 months at least. It's nice. It was pricey at the time, but it was cheaper than getting some. Oh, cripe! What's the name? I guess it's on the bottle. Oh, Springbank. I wanted to get some Springbank 15, but it was a little expensive. Now I can afford it, but I couldn't afford it then. I've had a good summer. Got some Talisker 10 that I haven't cracked yet, but I have done a video of that before in the past, so I'm not going to do that one on video because it's been done already. Got some Jura Elixir, which is a spicy and stronger version of the Jura Origin. It's lightly peated, or no, it's not peated at all. No, it's just Jura Origin. Highland Park Dark Origins. This one's beautiful. It's got, if you can imagine, the Highland Park 12, and it's got a little more peat and a little more sherry cask influence. Really wonderful stuff. I fell in love with it as soon as I tried it. Got some Tomatin Legacy, which is getting low. Hopefully I can find another bottle sometime soon. I've had that one for a good long time too. Early in the year I got that, and now we're into halfway through September. Tullibardine Sovereign. I'm still not sure about this one. It should be at its prime now. It's okay. It's just not my favorite. Oban Little Bay. This one's going nicely. Not quite as wonderful as Oban 14, but it's still a nice dram. Got some Dalwhinnie 15, and the Dalwhinnie 15 is beautiful. It's a total balance of heather, honey, bourbon cask loveliness from what's reputed to be the highest distillery in Scotland, but there's one that's higher. Anyway, whatever, who cares. Got some Tomatin Kubakken. This stuff is really nice too. I enjoyed a dram of that this morning after work. And what's back here? The Glenglassaugh Torfa. Oh, beautiful stuff. It's peated and nicely balanced with some sherry as well. Very nice dram. I gotta remind myself to get some Glengarry pretty soon too. But tonight I'm gonna go buy some other things. Namely, I'm gonna get a 14-year-old Aaron. I think I'm gonna get some Johnny Walker Green Label because I can, and I'm gonna get some 12-year-old Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Yes, we still have the 12-year-old. It doesn't sell quite as fast here as it does in the States because people don't know what the hell it is, which is great. Going on here, got some old standard Glenlivet 12, which is nice and easygoing, not too pretentious and not too much going on there, but it's still a nice friendly dram. Glenfarclas 15. Oh, this is the sherry bomb. I love this stuff. I'll be getting some Glenfarclas 105 pretty soon to replace that bottle when it's empty. I've had that for a while as well. And here we have some Glendronach. Glendronach is also a nice sherried whiskey, but nicely balanced. We're into the Speysides here, so Speysides are typically sweet and sherried. Tamdhu 10. Beautiful. This stuff is, it's like a, how could you say, it's nice, it's lovely. Here, what do we got? Got some Glenlivet Nadura. I'm not too fond of it. It's lacking in flavor for, you know, it's cask strength, it's non-age statement, it's fairly young, but it's strong, so you got to add a lot of water. But this one, Aberlour Abunad. Aberlour Abunad is wonderful. That's a sherry bomb with 60% alcohol by volume. Fantastic stuff. Got some Cardew 12. That's a beautiful whiskey as well. Not too strong, but very flavorful, very malty. Got some Glenkinchie 12 for the lowlands. And some Auchentoshan 3-wood. But I prefer the American oak, so I'm going to get the American oak next time. We got some Bastille 1789. That's interesting French whiskey made with malt and wheat. There's wheat in the mash. And we got some North American single malts, the Stranahans from Colorado, and I also got some of this Shelter Point from from Vancouver Island. It's about 2 hours drive from here, 3 hours drive away. All right, now we'll get into some blended malts. We got the Weems malt. I don't like it. It's too spicy. It's got nothing else but spice in it. Monkey Shoulder, you know, I'm getting through the bottle slowly, but it's not really my favorite blended. There's a, I don't know, there's a flavor in there that doesn't quite go for me. This one I like though, Great King Street from Compass Box, and that's the artist blend. And then there's the Glasgow blend of Great King Street, also from Compass Box. Lovely stuff. Another really great one of my favorites of blended malts, is the Lost Blend. That's also from Compass Box. Beautiful, just beautiful. And here we got some Spice Tree, also from Compass Box. That's a nice blended malt also. I have to do this in 2 parts because my phone only holds about 10 minutes at a time. Here we go with some more blends. I think we were in the blends. This is Bell's. It's a grain and malt blend, or it's a blend of grain and malt whiskeys. It's pretty good. It's easy drinking. That's what these are about mostly. There's the famous grouse. I was on a famous grouse kick for a while, so I got the famous grouse, and of course I wanted to try all the other expressions, so I ended up getting the black grouse, which is a little smokier, a little more sherry, and then this one here, which is the famous grouse smoky black, which is even smokier than the black one, and it's really good. I like it. For a blend, it's fantastic. One of the old standards is the black bottle, so I picked that one up too. So I got some black bottle. It's mostly sherried, and then there's the nice, easy drinking, smooth Chivas Regal 12. I like this one. It's not too complicated. It's just really good. Then, getting serious, we got the Cutty Sark Prohibition. It's a dark bottle. It's hard to see, but there's not really all that much left in there, so I'm gonna have to get another one. That one disappears fast. I like it because it really packs a kick, and it tastes pretty good too. Now we're into Irish. Got some Tullamore DEW and the old standard Jamesons. I don't have any. Well, the Jamesons, yeah, this stuff drinks nice. It's smooth and not too complicated. It's just very pleasant. Bushmills is what I don't have right now, but I might get some Black Bush sometime soon. I have Writer's Tears, which is also very pleasant. This one disappears nicely. And another one of my favorites, which is slightly peated. It's got that Irish peat. It's the 2 gingers. It's not expensive. It's very pleasant. Got here some Connemara, a more peated Irish whiskey. This is a single malt. I believe it's 10 years old. I'm not sure, but it's a single malt Irish whiskey. Very nice. And this here, which I found out to be the older version of Jameson's, or it's a independent bottling of Jameson's. It's called Green Spot. This stuff is wonderful. If you want to take Jameson's to a step further, go for some Green Spot. Now we're into the bourbons here. We got some nice and expensive Ezra Brooks, good and cheap. I like that stuff. Got some Old Grandad. Oh, that one's getting low. I'm gonna have to get some more bourbon soon. That's the 80 proof Old Grandad. It's not that strong, but it's pleasant to drink. This one was a big surprise. Weller's Special Reserve. I enjoy that one a lot. It's a weeded bourbon, and this is one of my favorite bourbons of all time. The Woodford Reserve Double Oak, and it's getting a little low, maybe. Well, I'll replace that bottle with another one like it when it's empty. Baker's is strong and lovely. I like this one a lot. It's got a lot of that oaky flavor and a lot of vanilla and caramel. And then we got the 60% cask strength Knob Creek single barrel, 120 proof. This is good stuff too, but it's to be enjoyed slowly and with water, because otherwise you get anesthetized by the high alcohol content. Now we'll go into some rye. Got some Canadian rye, some American rye. The Alberta Premium, one of my favorites. This one always disappears quickly, and it's not expensive. It's about $22 a bottle. This is another really good one, Lot 40. It's a Canadian rye, but bottled in the States, and it's bottled at 43%. That's a nice one, nice, enjoyable. And here's another rye that disappears quickly, typically. The Bullet rye. See, it's almost gone. And if you like rye, this is one of my favorites. This is the Sazerac. The Sazerac rye is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rye. And another one, which is bottled in bond, 50% alcohol by volume, is the Rittenhouse rye. This one, surprisingly, is disappearing fast. I've had it, what, a couple of months, and it's less than half a bottle left. And when you really don't know what you want, but you want something a little sweeter, this one is the huge Punjabi Club rye. Can we get a focus on that label? It's hard to do that. The Punjabi Club rye. It's kind of sweet for a rye. It's a bit like an Indian whiskey. It's from Wisconsin. You know, for $50 for a big bottle like that, it was worth it. I don't know if I'll get it again, but you know. So now we're looking at the whole thing from the other side. Here we got some Centennial Centennial limited edition. That's a Canadian, apparently 10 years old. Doesn't say so on the bottle, but somebody told me it was. Yeah, it's Canadian. It's some rye in there and some corn in there, and I think they put wheat in there as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, winter wheat, that's right. Century 21, lovely stuff, but it's only bottled at 40%. However, the flavors are really good. It's nice. Here was a big surprise. The Gooderham and Worts. This is a Canadian whiskey with 4 different grains. It even says 4 grain on there. It's a nice blend. Very nice, very nice. That one I would drink over any time. Canadian whiskey. That's an enjoyable Canadian whiskey. Lots of flavor in there. One of my favorites here, the 20-year-old 90. It's a little pricey, so almost as good as the 5-year-old 90, which is a lot cheaper, like about 1/3 the price. But the 20-year-old, I had to try it, and it's going down very well. While I was on that Canadian whiskey kick, I also got some Weiser's Legacy. This has got quite a high rye content, and it's very nice, very good stuff. Can't fault it. It's a beautiful dram. And we got this one here, which is the Canadian Rockies, 21 years old. That's beautiful stuff as well. It was originally slated for the Taiwanese market, but some people had tasted it in Canada and said, hey, we want this stuff too. Now we get into the extras. Got a couple of ryes here. There's the Hiram Walker Special Old. That's really inexpensive and really good for the price. You know, if you don't have a lot of money, Hiram Walker Special Old is a really good way to go. Got some CRNHR. If you don't know what that is, you haven't been paying attention to whiskey in the last year or so. But I was able to snag me a bottle a couple weeks ago. Haven't cracked it yet, but I know this stuff because I've had one before. This one here, the Eagle Rare Bourbon Kentucky Straight. It's 10 years old, and it's a 10-year-old version of the Buffalo Trace, which I think gives Buffalo Trace that little bit that it was missing, more age. And I have finally one more Canadian whiskey here, the 40 Creek Copper Pot, which I have not cracked yet, but I know exactly what this stuff is. It's really good. It's not expensive. For $25 a bottle, you can't go wrong. So that's how many? That's several whiskeys. Had to do this in 2 parts because my little home bar has been growing. I don't think it has any room to grow beyond that unless I put a second tier on the oaken coffee table. But yeah, there you go. I've got enough. I don't have to buy any, but I keep buying stuff because I like variety, and I like to have a choice of things to drink when I reach for a dram. So there you have it, my home bar as it is right now. And this evening it will grow some more by about 2 or 3 bottles. We'll see. Will I give you another update in the future? Maybe yes, maybe no. But I hope to keep having about this much variety and this much stock on hand at any time I want to drink. Just to relax, just to taste, just to enjoy, just to sip. Not to overdo it. I try not to overdo it. And just gets me relaxed enough to go to sleep. Not drunk enough to pass out. Anyway, there it is. My home bar as of the 10th of September 2016.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.